Shall we take the national anthem?
The Honorable Minister, sir, for granting us the audience. We want to appreciate your efforts since the assumption of duty in the FCT since inception that you've actually come on board. We have seen some infrastructural development and also human capital development and staff welfare. So we want to thank you. One of these is the speedy attention to the retirement of the grade level 17 officers of the FCT, which you mandated the Honorable Minister of State. Ma, thank you very much for bringing normalcy back into FCT health sector. Sir, since your administration came on board, we want to thank you immensely for the welfare that has been given to us. One is the approval and speedy implementation of payments of the medical residency training fund. We would like to actually give a resounding applause for that feat. We would like to let you know, sir, that these payments will go a long way in just boosting the morale of the few left doctors in the FCT to actually do more. And as a result, I could actually inform you the ongoing exams right now, we've had laudable achievements in the pass rates of our doctors in both the national and the West African postgraduates. Even some of them are award-winning at the level of, when we look at the strength of us and compare the volume of work to even training. So we would like to thank the Honorable Minister, sir, on that. And we would also like to implore the Honorable Minister, sir, that we would appreciate an increment in some other residency training units to help us give better healthcare service delivery in the FCT, which we feel the likes of the pediatric, internal medicine and radiology training will be a source of encouragement to the medical officers under employment, which will also serve to entice doctors to actually come, work and train in the FCT and give a proper healthcare delivery. Knowing fully well that the FCT, the health sector, actually gives services not just to the people of FCT, but also to the environs, the likes of the neighboring states. That's how well developed our healthcare delivery is, sir. So on that, I would also want to, Lord, thank you for the ongoing refurbishment of the core rooms across the FCT. Since the inception and interaction with the mandate secretary, they begin on the auditing and actually repairing our core rooms, which will give us a more comfortable environment for us to actually work and attend to patients. And according to that, we heard that there's an ongoing solar panel that needs to be done to buffer the lighting system, so that when we have issues with generator or power outage, this can actually source and actually give us a better lightning and powering of the hospitals. As we would like to actually bring to your notice that irrespective of all these laudable achievements since inception, we still have shortage of manpower. This shortage of manpower is actually causing a burnout of the doctors in the FCT. So we would like to actually help and consider the health sector when there is a provision for appointments. When we say health sector, we mean not just the doctors, the pharmacists, the lab scientists, the nurses. FCTA has actually been on the brunt of the Japa syndrome, sir. So we would want that to be considered, because the more hands, the better working environments, and the proper service delivery to be actually provided. We want to actually appreciate you and your team, because since inception, as you said, there have been one or two things that have actually being done without even seeing you, Honorable Minister, sir. So we thank you very much, and we hope that these are other challenges would be actually be put into considerations and actually attended to. So in terms of the manpower, I said it's overhaul of the whole health sector, not just the doctors. A doctor cannot function properly when there is no nurse. You cannot function properly when the lab is actually at depleted rates. So also the labs is actually gives us a way of diagnosing and actually, giving a better healthcare service to the people and the environments of the FCT. For your consideration, the Honourable Mr. Sir, we would like appointments of, since your inception, the local staffs in the health sector have actually been given provisional appointments, which we thank you for, but we still want more. And these local staff have actually been with us, so we don't actually agree that they are part of the numbers, because they're already the numbers on ground. So it's not like we just give them that employment, gives them incentive to now do more, but they don't increase. The number has not actually increased in terms of manpower. So these are one of our challenges. And the other challenges we do have, Mark, is the hazard allowance. And since there's inception, the hazard allowance have been implemented in the FCT, but we have been owed arrears. And these areas of hazard allowance cut across not just us doctors, but the whole health sector. Honorable Mr. Sir, the previous administration actually promised to actually pay us in tranches. And we, since now, we've been working with the management to see how these payments would be done, because we all know that presently right now, the economic situation of the country is not palatable and it's actually telling on the health sector. Please, we want you to use your good offices to actually see to that we've been owed 13 months arrears of hazard allowance. Then we also have some challenges too in terms of the 2018 promotion arrears, which was paid about a year ago. We have some of our members that actually, not just our members, but across the health sector being owed, and we were told that, we were promised by the previous administration that when they actually do the audit of that, it would be attended to. We want you to use your officer to help us in terms of that as members keep on crying foul on top of that. One of the other challenges that we feel that can actually help in boosting the morale of the doctors are the conversions of these members that have actually gone for residency training and have actually excelled. And this set of people have actually been posted to work in all our hospitals as specialists, but they are not being accorded that cadre of specialists. Even though they have actually been doing the work, we want your Honourable Minister Sir to help us look at it and how that can be speedily attended to. Sir, Honourable Minister Sir, the last replacement of health workers, they've gotten their letters, they've started working, some have worked almost up to like 4 to 5 months and are still awaiting payment. And apart from not just that, there's this skipping arrears, which is supposed to be told that when they employ them, you get to actually skip them so that there won't be any arrears being owed. The previous set that was being owed these arrears, and there was a form of payment earlier in February, but there are some irregularities in those payments. We have actually discussed with the mandate secretary, which he promised to look into it, so that by the time she helps us in forwarding this to you, Honourable Minister, it will actually be looked into, sir. Then we have written to your office as regards our upward review of the commerce and implementation or introduction of a commerce allowance. Honourable Minister, sir, please kindly use your good office to help us look at that and attend to it, sir. There are some of other issues which we would thank your administration for actually attending. On resuming office, the mandate secretary has actually been going through around the hospitals and see that we are actually short of not just manpower, but there are some things to work with. And she has actually swung to actions in actually, trying to see how our working environment can get better. But there is a paucity of people using the health insurance because of unavailability of drugs in the hospitals, which has actually caused paucity of the FCT inhabitants to actually make use of our hospitals. So if this can be looked into, proper drug funding in the hospitals, I think this would also enable us not just to attend to this set of people, but to also have what to work with and drugs for them to actually to get when they actually use. We want to actually thank you, and we also want to like to inform you that we have our own coming annual general meeting, which you are our chief host, and we will be expecting you to help and participate, because part of our program for that event is that we're supposed to come to do an outreach to all the staffs in the ministerial block with the HHSS. We would love to actually we appreciate your presence if you are actually on ground, so that we can see firsthand how we deliver our services. Thank you very much for the audience, sir. We appreciate it.
The Honorable Minister of State, the Environment, Principal Staff of the City, the President and members of the Association of Resident Doctors, gentlemen of the press, ladies and gentlemen. I just wanted to grant you orders. I know what you're coming is nothing but solve problems. In Nigeria, when we were talking about increment of days, shortage of manpower, allowances, whether hazard or not hazard, but nobody talks about where is the resources. We are talking about federal government. You have joined labor to say one increment. Government has said 35,000 added. Is it not true? I was just reading the file the PAPSEC sent to me about the salaries and allowances. In FCT, the salary amount is 8 billion. I'm not talking about this increment now. Now, what are we dependent on? IGR, is it not? It's not IGR. I'm sure you're one of those who criticize, who is agreeing to pay the taxes? That all this increment, payment of hazard, and this and that. We must tell ourselves the simple truth. The recurrent expenditure is such that there cannot be infrastructure. When I was in River State, I was doing 70-30. 70 infrastructure, 30 recurrent. What we're interested is, look at the budgeting system. Look at what they said in the budget. Something that will not help the society. Just we. Me. Nobody talks about, you have talked about shortage of manpower. You've talked about facilities. What kind of facilities do we have in our hospitals? If they give you one, you come back another day. They give you this, you come back another day. Everything. You're a medical doctor. Sit down with them. Make recommendations and see the ones who can do and the ones who cannot do. Don't threaten me about strike. Oh.
They're no good.
You know, I like it. When you go on strike, I save money. Even if you come back, I won't pay. We'll determine it in court.
They're no good.
It's just because it's not about promising. It's reality on ground. I don't believe in theory. Reality on ground. So, mind you too, even though we're not acting as a state, somehow we have the structures. He said, this is FCT chapter. So it's not like a ministry. And that's what we're calling for. Look, give all the support that we are supposed to get the relevant or the necessary tools to work. We have paid the ones who have paid without stress. We work out the ones, we look at what we can do and see where we can get funds to pay. But please, let us work. We know that where you work is where you're supposed to get your wages. I'm not going to be a hindrance for you not to improve your services. So I appeal to you to continue to liaise with the Secretary of the Mandate of the Health, and then luckily for us, the Minister of State is also a medical doctor. So try to interface with them, and I know they'll be able to see what they can get up for you. In fact, sometimes the Secretary writes memo. She wants me to violate the budgetary district. I said, no, I will not do that. That's not the way we work. We want everything to be done for the health, do this, pay this, ask, under what budget. But we're believing that by next year, we're not part of this year's budget. But believe by next year, what necessary things that will be done will be done, so that everybody will be accommodated. We're trying to see how we can, before the health facilities, from the story of that, it is not encouraging. In fact, we're trying to see how we can complete the Otako hospital, which by next year I'll go there to see it by myself and then know what to do. So fortunate. I was thinking that since FCT is capital, they should have the best facilities. But from what I'm told, there's nothing to write home about. But be assured, God willing, will do the best to bring it to the standard everybody should be happy. Training is necessary. I don't know why anybody will not give out money for the training of their doctors. Without training, of course, you won't go up to date. So I think that one is not negotiable. But don't say to increase money. There's nothing to increase, but let us pay you what has already been there you manage. Because when you say for increment now, other bodies will come for, you're like union. Whatever this one happens, this one will also come for it. So sometimes we have to sit down and internally see what can be done without bringing it to the public, to the public knowledge, because that also makes other people to demand for some of these things. I thank you, and I believe that we're going to work together. We would like when we're going to the hospital for some of you to join us, so that you can also make some of observations as practicing doctors. Please, it's important so that the secretary, the mandate secretary will let you know, so you can join us. But while we're doing that, you work out some of these things that have not been paid, so we can sort out some of those problems. Thank you, and God bless you.